Good morning. It's a snow day here in Central Ohio. I was complaining about it this morning because I'm like, kids are soft. Ain't standing in the snow, waiting for a school bus, waiting for Helen Schultz to come pick them up in bus S83. That's what I had. Gretchen Blystone, good morning. Randy Carnes, good morning. Paula Scholl, good morning. Excuse me, had a coffee burp. Those are the worst. Really are. Sue Francis, good morning. Dave Bichard, my man. Dave, we have plans for your band. I'm just telling you now. You and Eddie, I don't know who else in the band, but your guy Scott, the other, the brains apparently behind the show, because you guys clearly point out all the time that it wasn't for Scott, this show would be hardly watchable. And I'm like, I did like 200 shows without Scott. All of a sudden he shows up and he's just like, I'm the guy that makes the show great. I'm a little tired. Aren't you funny? Legend. Hashtag. So anyways, he's got some good ideas and we're going to build on them. I want to see what you guys are interested in. It's going to be pretty funny though. And I'm getting text messages from people. I don't want to talk to them. We'll talk to you guys. That's how important you are to my morning. So, all righty. Sue Francis, that's my aunt. Good morning, Sue. Dave Bichard, good morning. Eddie Ambras, good morning. Now, on my chart, you guys both popped up together. Like, are you guys hanging out? You guys having coffee this morning, talking about your tour that you're not going to do? Seems like it. Bob Dewey. Steve Dietering, good morning. Am I caught up already? Yeah, I thought there'd be more. All right. There it's coming in. It had thunderstorms all night. Yeah, we didn't. We had snow a little bit. Where I'm at, like we didn't. I'll just say this. I'm surprised school was canceled for my school district. There's like no snow. Like we got a little bit of snow, but not a lot. But other regions around me totally got a sizable amount of snow. This has been a fairly snowy winter for us here in Central Ohio. It's kind of fun. We don't get that very often. Yeah, Eddie, when Eddie Ambras, my Aunt Eddie was a child, he walked uphill both ways to school in the snow. That's how bad he had it. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys caught it, because I know you guys are leaving the show as as I'm signing off, like when I do the all that stuff. You guys, I mean, you got stuff to do. You're busy. Yesterday, Scott he played the outro music. In the beginning we have the guitar rock song. He played outro music from the Do Less band, and he put up a little play. It was actually pretty damn funny. I don't like to give too many compliments to him, but it was pretty funny. So be sure to check out the new cut from Do Less band at the end of the show. So yeah, Jason, you know what? When you're spinning wrenches in a snowstorm, maybe people don't know this. Pull a car in, even if your car was in the garage and you just drove to the garage shop and you pull it in, it's all underneath. It's just all packed. And like when you're working, you get drenched. That's a best case scenario, let alone everything's frozen and just no fun at all. So I'm with you, my man. That stinks. Joyce Neergarter, good morning. Big plans for doing nothing. That's the truth. Betty Carlson, good morning. Got six plus in southern Armstrong County. See, that's a good snowstorm. Oh, Dave Bichard says 8 plus. That is a lot. Mount Vernon got 1 inch. We didn't get much here. Right here. But like I said, it's kind of all over. But it's a snow day, so it'll be fun. I'm going to try to get some work done. And then my coworker is not going to try to get work done. We've had a discussion about it already. Fairly heated, if I'm being honest. Where I'm like, I think you will not be goofballing around on your iPad and playing goofball games all day. You can read a book. You can draw a picture. You could shovel a walk. You could do anything. I'm like, are you getting my hints? He's like, yeah, but I don't like any of those hints. I'm like, well, I don't care what you like and what you don't like. You're doing one of them. And he pulls this. I don't know. Maybe. I'm like, no. You know what? I'm like, I'm not going to fight with you. I'm just going to tell you what to do. That's the job I have today. Tell you what to do. Jeremy Hunt, good morning. It was good seeing you last night. Good jams. Julie Stover says, happy snowy Tuesday. Grab a cup. You know what? I just might do that. Grab a look, Clarion University. I'm a fine product of that educational institution. You guys didn't know I was institutionalized. Look at that. I call that the restaurant pour. Funny guy. The restaurant pour. Let's see. Guysville got 1 inch. Grove Tucky got almost 5 inches. Whoa. Dave, you're plowing driveways this morning? You're a nice dude, man. That is awesome. I wish I had more snow. I'd have you come and plow my driveway. 4 to 6. Randy Carnes. What does Randy Carnes hate today? I'm going to take a guess. Say it's snow and cold, or maybe both. Cold snow. That's my take on it. Randy Carnes hates some snow. Let's see. Yeah, I'll tell you, Jason, Jason Bragg, what are you going to do? Video games and stuff, they are super fun, I think. I don't really play them, but they look super fun. And, you're like, sure, I guess. Play, I suppose. Let's see. Yeah, Steve, you're right. Your son is very video gamey and plays on his screens all day. At least one of them. Ruthie, good morning. Did you get much snow up there in the north, the Canadian north? It's hard to tell. We didn't get much. You're not Canada, the Cleveland north. Why did I say Canadian? Probably because I was thinking of Bob and Doug McKenzie. I'm wearing my flannel shirt today. I think I got 2 of them for Christmas, and I think I lost one already, which stinks. But hey, Steve Bogus, how you doing, my man? We were just talking with Jason there about reminiscing about how fun it is to have a snowy car, bringing it on the lift on a cold winter day. It's no fun at all. Let's see. And Brian Fink, snow. That is correct. Definitely snowy. Take off, eh? So what was the name of that movie? Strange Brew. So Strange Brew, I have, this is clearly unscripted, and I don't know. I'm going to say came out in about 83. Might have been 80, between 81 and 83. So let's just say it's 82. Strange Brew came out in 1982. As per my Buzzopedia. That's how I remembered, at least. And I should have went with 83 first. Darn it. That's pretty good, though. Pretty good remembering. Ruthie says they have a couple of inches, but freezing. Yeah, we're not even that cold. No, wait. Just to be clear, I haven't been outside much. I didn't have to go anywhere. And yeah. So I don't really know exactly how what it feels like, but I'm going to take my best guess at it. Karen Buzzard says, good morning. That's my ma. So what's your language, everybody? Steve, yeah, the snow down your neck, raining on you the whole time. Dave Pichard, you know exactly what that is. Stinks. This show stinks. No, it doesn't. I just stole that from another show that I was watching. Yeah, Dave. Well, you're kind of like just a superhero. You don't even have to say of the neighborhood. You're just a superhero, swooping around. Are you doing it with a tractor or with a truck? You got a plow on that truck? Dang, pretty sweet. Strange Brew came out in 83, apparently. And strangely enough, that coincided, at least where I grew up, in Frogtown, not that Frogtown, the other one. That's when VCRs were coming around. And VCRs, I don't know if you remember what a VCR was, but it was this big honking piece of equipment we had a top load. So you'd slide it into the top, like it was a pop up, you'd slide it in, it's like clunk. And, you'd go to the video store and rent videos. Like it's so funny to talk about it now. Like my coworker will never understand it. The closest he can come to the idea of it is like a library, because we still go to the library to get books. But that is like, he has no concept of the idea of like going to grab a movie and bring it up. Because every damn thing these guys watch is streaming. That's available. The only DVDs we even have anymore are in the car. The RoboCop top loader. That is exactly it. So Strange Brew, I don't think did very well in the theater at all. But I think its release onto VCR, the video format, that has to be like I don't know, right? That was it. That is exactly the kind of thing. Now, you know something funny? Ours had a remote control on it with a cord on it, and I think it only had fast forward and stop, but it had like 25-foot cord that every time it was strung over to the recliner next to my paw. Yeah, James, that's it, James. Hardwired remote. It would be strung over to old Pops Buzzard's recliner. And I mean, if you know me, you know that I'm like, graceful isn't really probably a word that's ever been used to describe me. And especially then, big honking clunky feet. I probably tripped over that thing, I don't know, 100 times. I would get yelled at for it, and it didn't improve my ability to step over this like invisible line. Like it was like the remote. It's not an exaggeration to say that VCR was probably this big. Probably like that. Like it was big and probably this deep. Like it was a big machine. Well, I tell you what, it's fit in our still not graceful. It sat in our stereo cabinet, and it occupied the whole thing, as far as, so like take what a stereo receiver it would be, and I'll tell you. So my old stereo receiver have my tape measure right there, 17 inches wide. So VCR had to be every bit of 2 feet, because it barely wedged into that thing. And so it was huge and heavy. The tapes were big and clunky, but the remote was so wispy and small. Like it was just this tiny little 2-button remote. It was on a cord that was like dental floss. I tripped over it all the time. Yeah, Steve, a couple of loadies and roadies. It had a Betamax. See, the Betamax was a better machine. It just didn't get marketed as well. The Betamax platform still might be used in like news. Like I don't know if they've gone 100% to digital, but it has been the bar, I guess, the platform to do that. So yeah, Be Kind Rewind, that was a thing, well, that was so Brian, the whole getting, I don't know if I ever got beat for doing it. Probably got just yelled at a lot. But I was tripping over. It was probably, VCRs, I don't remember what they cost. I don't know, but they seemed like they cost a fortune. And it was probably the most expensive thing we had next to a car at the house. So there I am, like tripping on it all day long. Still not graceful. It's just the way it goes. And yeah, then the rewind thing was really a big deal, because they would charge you when you returned it to the store for not rewinding. Right. You got charged at the video store for not rewinding. And I mean, I can't tell you how many times we pulled up to the video store And then it was like, oh, we didn't rewind these. And we would drive home and rewind them and then come back. I don't know what the expense was, the cost was to rewind one, or like what the fine was, but it was at least it was important. It was important enough to wait. Why can't I? There we go. It was worth going back for. So let me see. I'm caught. Paula Jack, good morning. Yes, that it charged $1. Laserdisc. We never had no fancy Laserdiscs. I've heard that the Laserdisc was like the platform that didn't catch on. Like as far as like the display and like how it looked and everything like that, it was at the time superior to everything else. It just never garnered enough momentum. So Julie, the funny thing is like when you find, I have a whole box of VHS tapes too, and I found them and I had to convert them. And that's like, you got to pay a place to do it, or, it's, what's going on? Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, so that was the whole VHS. So Steve, you think it was about $1,000? It was what a VCR cost? Wow, man. At least relatively speaking. Let's see. So Randy Carnes had a stone tablet. I believe that. Leading edge technology, be kind, rewind. So Bob Dewey had a DVD rewinder idea that just never caught on. The platters were more popular for data storage. 83 to 89. Yeah, that sounds about right. So Jason, you convert them to just to a digital platform. So I have them. I have old. Now it's not worth like doing movies. It's more like home movies kind of stuff, or like old. I have. I don't know if I'll ever release this stuff. I probably should just for the fun of it. But I had a band in college that was like acoustic. It was basically like how to drink a lot of beer and smoke cigarettes and play guitar was kind of what the band was. And we were good at all of those things. Well, we did them. I don't know that we were very good at it, but we certainly did them. And there's a few video performances of it, and it's specifically, there's a couple that are just hilarious, but it's great to have the memories of them. There's a couple of bands that I was in and a couple of like acoustic deals and all that kind of stuff. So I'll have to maybe I can edit that into something like release the old days. So let's see. Be kind, rewind. So I remember the first video store I remember was in Butler, across from the Kmart, I would say. Maybe like by the bicycle store, like by Eden Park. It was by Eden Park right there. And I remember like this is like the time. I remember you got like when you got your membership, you got a list of all their videos, and it was like pages and pages. And I just remember being like, wow, it'll take us forever to watch all these movies. Because it wasn't like Blockbuster. Blockbuster and West Coast Video then took that model and really made it fun and exciting. But back then, I just dropped that. Back then, it was like that first generation. It was just literally like that opaque, clear video cassettes with like a typed, good, the bad, and the ugly, or that kind of stuff. So what do we got here? West Coast Videos. I do miss Blockbuster. That was a thing. That was a thing that you did. Like, you'd let's go get takeout or let's go pick a movie and get some takeout. And the pick a movie part, I mean, it could take an hour wandering back and forth. And then there was always you'd circle an area. Like is the new Die Hard out? And then you'd see it, and it's like the slot where it's supposed to be, and it's none there. So you'd see a bunch of people come in and returning videos, and you're like, I bet one of them had Die Hard. So you'd kind of like just wander around, just making sure that like if that Die Hard come in, you're gonna watch it. Oh, Pizza Hut pizza. I'll tell you what, I don't know when Pizza Hut pizza not became not cool or whatever. To this day, I don't know if it tastes like it did then, but I know exactly what it tastes like now. I remember exactly what it tastes like. I'm sure it doesn't taste like that anymore. But the Pizza Hut pizza with that like unbelievable amount of butter or oil or whatever it is that crust could hold, yet still maintain the structure and integrity of holding up like a pizza. It's National Pizza Day. Well, why didn't anybody tell me? I do love me some pizza. So, anyways, boy, this show was we started with Bob and Doug McKenzie and ended up at Pizza Hut. It does feel like it's 1983. We should be playing the tabletop Pac-Man. That's where we're headed. Tabletop Pac-Man. That's awesome. Yes, thank you. It doesn't taste the same. I'm sure it doesn't. They changed their sauce, probably. Like that, bastards. But I can remember I know exactly what it used to taste like. So, anyways, and the tabletop Pac-Man, I would love to have one of those, but for no reason. I was never any good at. I've never been good at video games. I had a run on Galaga for a little while that I was okay, Galaga. You know what I was good at? It was air hockey. I was a pretty good air hockeyist. There's no career path that's like. I mean, I'm really good at like deflecting things and flying at my face. That's as good as I got. But like, you give me that little whatever, puck thing, or the hand stick, I guess. And man, I could slam me some air hockey. Oh, you have a stand-up Pac-Man machine at home? That would be so cool. But I'd be terrible at it. I'd always come in last. I'm like, glock, like next. Like I was just never good at it. Pinball machine, too noisy for me. It's not good. What else we got? Lunchtime Pizza Hut buffet. That was probably the first time I realized that you can eat too much pizza. Is the first time I went to one of those, and I was like sick, like actually physically ill. But the next time I learned nothing. The next time I went to a Pizza Hut buffet, I ate maybe more. I maybe was even more selective. I'm like, well, I'm not going to mess with breadsticks. I'm going straight for the meat lovers or whatever. Galaga was great. That was the best. Hey, I loved Pizza Hut pizza. I don't know if they're any good now. Let's see. It's also National Toothache Day. Who would celebrate toothaches? Well, dentists would. That's who would. The National Dental Association, man. I have some stories about playing shows for. I don't know if it was the National Dental Association, but they're probably not the kind of stories. I don't know. It's basically just we would play these shows like up in Cleveland, and they would have like these conferences, and it was always at Cleveland for some reason. And let's just say there was much usage of adult beverages. That's all. That's really the story. So anybody, skee ball is one of my favorite games that I'm terrible at. I could put a skee ball machine in and really enjoy it. Skee ball to me is like horseshoes. Like when you're in a groove, that's sweet, but I just can't stay consistent. A good skee ballist has my respect. That's the truth. No doubt about it. I wonder if I could figure out how to put one in my backyard. That would be awesome. A backyard skee ball machine. Forget your fire pits. Forget your origami gardens or whatever it is that you're doing. You put a skee ball machine, an outdoor skee ball, like a concrete outdoor skee ball machine. Boom, you win. And yeah, Julie, skee ball was amazingly fun. I've always loved it. So I got to get moving. I got work to do. I got a goofball upstairs. I got to make sure he's doing anything. I'm going to say I was outside. It wasn't that cold to me. I'm going to call it 24 degrees. That's my number. 24. Booyah. 100% correct once. One time I was 100% correct. Eddie, you just brought two of my great loves together. If there was a skee ball tournament at Sheets, watch the show. Skee ball, everybody. All right. Well, hey, everybody, it's been great. Don't forget to listen to the outro music. It's from our the new Pat's Pandemic house band, the Do Less band. Is that what it is? The DLB, Do Less band. You guys are really not that inspiring, and I love the fact that you do less than anybody else. That's it's really something to, I don't know, to not be proud of, I guess. I don't know. So, all right, everybody, I got to go. I greatly appreciate the conversations this morning. It's been a lot of fun. I have Sheets Pro Skee Ball Tour. Call me. I'll MC it. I mean, I'm no skee ballist. Skis ball. You're darn right they would, Casey. You're darn right. Skis ball, it's like it's meant to happen. It's a $1 zillion idea. All right. Well, I love every darn one of you, even you.